All right, let's refocus. Let's refocus. All right, DGP Wednesday. I told you all that there is that we have one subject, one verb, and if you look on Tuesday, and Natalie, this will kind of help you figuring out what we're looking for on Tuesday so that we have a good idea. On Wednesday, we're looking for clauses, right? So there's a subject and a verb that we find on Tuesday. All right, the subject of this sentence is alligators. The verb is are. Since we have one subject, one verb, how many clauses are we going to have? What's that, Jacob? One clause. One subject, one verb, one clause. So where did we put our brackets? No, you can answer. Why? R. I'm going to start my brackets at R, and then I'm going to go to swamp. Okay, and so that right there, that separation, that's our clause, right? And a clause is simply just what it is we're trying to say in a full, complete thought. Because we have a bracket in between swamp and mom, we don't have swamp mom. No matter how hard your mother works, never call her swamp mom. The terrible idea, I'm just trying to give you some life lessons there. Don't call your mom swamp mom. You got that, Maverick? Do not call your mom swamp mom. That's a terrible idea, but you do you. All right, so now we have our brackets. Once we have our brackets, this is the part where we're kind of struggling. Remember that we have to take our box that's over here. Let me help you out here in class. There we go. Yep, now it moved. You're going to copy it and paste it over our, okay. So once we have it copied and pasted, it's over our actual clause. Remember that we want to put that box over our clause. The reason why, Natalie, is because it has a drop-down box. Okay, and I'm going to show that in class and not on the video today. So Natalie can see it. Once I click on that, now I have options to choose from. So I took this box over here to the left. Sorry, I have the wrong mouse. This box right here, you see that with the drop-down menu? I'm going to hit Control C. I'm going to bring it over in between my brackets and hit Control V, and that'll actually paste it and move it over my clause. Did it move for you? Do you have a drop-down menu there? Is it on the left or is it on the right, or is it in the middle of the clause? Okay, so you need to move it into your clause box. And you're not the only one still struggling with this, because when I grade these it's fairly common. So I want to make sure that I just have just that highlighted. Okay, Control C. And I'm going to put it over. See how I moved it there now? Okay. And don't forget to put your brackets before R and swamp. And what that's doing is it's making your clause be shown. Okay. So now that we have our clause moved, we have our box moved, what type of clause do we have? Yep, and those abbreviations. And once you get used to the DGP, Natalie, the INDCEL stands for independent clause. Remember that independent means that it makes sense on its own. It's a complete thought that is a subject and verb. What's that? It means it stands by itself. You can say, are there any alligators in that swamp? And everyone knows what you're saying. Now, if I put my brackets on, are there any? Are there any what? Are there any backflips being done in class? Not now. Not without a trampoline. Just an example, or with a swing. Thank you. All right. So once we know what type of clauses we have and how many, we can look at our DGP help notes and figure out. That's okay. So do we have a simple sentence, which is an independent clause, a compound sentence, which is two independent clauses? Do we have a complex sentence, which is a dependent clause and an independent clause? Or do we have a compound complex sentence, which is multiple dependent clauses and multiple independent clauses? It's a simple sentence because it's a simple sentence because we have one independent clause. So now we have the next thing we have to find out is the sentence purpose. It is not imperative because imperative means that we're giving a command, like an imperial guard or like a king. It's an INT because why, Maddie? It's the one with a question mark, which is an interrogative or interrogative, depending on where you're from in the country and how you pronounce that word. So it's INT. I'm sorry, I hit the wrong one. This is really being a pain in the rear end. Okay. Any questions about DGP Wednesday, though?